I'd like to talk about a game called Slam. It's a really simple game. My first memories of the game of Slam must be from the 70s, I think, 1970s. And I was probably about 6 or something, coming out to play with the rest of the people, because people used to play on the streets then, and all the bigger boys were playing Slam, and I just couldn't wait to start being a little bit bigger, big enough to be able to kick the ball back. Can you remember when we used to play Slam against wall?
Oh yeah, but I can barely remember it.
Well, I can just vaguely remember it. You fancy a game? I'll have you a game if you want. Basically, you just kick football against that wall. The basic idea is that you start off with a football, and footballs were probably the only kind of toys that we had back then. The simple rule is that one person kicks the ball against the wall, a bit like squash, and then another member in the game has to respond by returning it back to the wall. And if you missed or you failed in returning the ball back to the wall, then you were out. Do you want to start or shall I? Yeah. Shall I start? Are you ready? Ah! Oh, it's going! Oh! And there's different skill levels you can play with. There were a time when we'd paint a circle on the wall, and the aim, if you were really good at it, you'd play at an higher level. You know, you had to kick it and it had to land in the circle, outside the circle, and then you were out. You could basically play Slam anywhere, as long as there's a wall there, and as long as there's nobody on the other side of the wall who's going to come out and chase you off. That was part of the excitement of the game, I think. But there were one wall where you'd never get told off, and that was because it was on the side of a factory wall. That wall's still there today, but the downside of that, because it's on a hill, if the ball hit the wall and then kind of veered off to either the left or the right, it would end up going down back streets and stuff, so you'd have to, if it went down there, you were going to lose because you could never get it back up. Oh, that's tricky. Oh, that's tricky. Well, Slam's the only one that I think I still play, because I've got a wall in my yard, and I play most of my football these days. It's played with my grandson. I have seen people kicking a ball against a wall, but whether they're playing Slam or not, I don't know. I like to think they are. Do you want to join in this time? You sure? It's much more fun, isn't it?